Okay, y'all aren't going to believe this, but Wendy Williams' ex, Kevin Hunter, is doing an about face and professing his love for Wendy. Just weeks after his boo thing, Sharina Hudson dumped him. Kevin is back begging for Wendy's love, claiming that he wants to fix their relationship. And it looks like Wendy just might be falling for him once again. So does this mean that they're back together? And why are people convinced that this is a plot between Kevin and Sharina to scam Wendy once again? Well, Kevin Hunter is finally learning that karma is a stone-hearted bee because his life is falling apart right before his eyes. And it looks like him hitting rock bottom has finally opened his eyes to what really matters to him because he is now claiming that he still cares about Wendy. Girl, say what now? If this is true, it's just wild that it took him all these years of betrayal to realize that Wendy is the love of his life. And I can't help but wonder if this is all because of his messy financial situation and the fact that he is broke. In case you didn't know, Wendy filed for divorce from Kevin back in 2019 after he got his longtime side piece, Sharina Hudson, pregnant. Before Wendy dumped him, Kevin had spent a large chunk of her money on his mistress, Sharina, and he even bought Sharina a mansion close to the one he and Wendy lived in.
And I read about it in the blogs and the tabloids, the address of this place that he had purchased to share with this backwoods bitch, 9 miles from my house in Livingston. And they're living the high life.
And when they got divorced, Kevin got a divorce settlement as well as monthly alimony payments from Wendy. He probably thought that he had hit it big. He and Sharina moved in together and he proposed to her within a couple of months. Wendy's monthly alimony checks were coming in on time every single month. So Kevin and his new family were living good. So he didn't have to work and could live out his life stress-free with his boo thing. But what he didn't know is that Wendy was playing chess while he was playing checkers. She made some smart moves during the divorce drama, and the first thing she did was to get him fired from his job on the Wendy show.
You know, I don't recommend that you work with your husband because I made him my manager, and then when I decided to divorce him, he had to be fired. In other words, I made him divorced and unemployed all in one day.
He didn't really do much work after he got fired from the Wendy show, and he didn't really have to because the Bank of Wendy was in operation and was sending him alimony checks every month. But to be fair to him, he did try to set Sharina up in business and get her established. He opened a big kiosk for her in her native town of South Carolina, but that business ended up being a flop. But he didn't give up on her, and he then invested in another online clothing and jewelry store called Vish. And I think by now you can imagine how that ended up. The store was another failure, but did Kevin give up at this point? Of course not. He helped her get certified as a realtor, but again, this didn't quite work out. He then opened up a vegan company for her, which was the 5th company he was setting up for her. Again, neither of them needed work because the checks were always on time. I don't know how long they expected to live off of Wendy, but then reality sent them a check when Wendy got sick and her show was canceled. Remember how I said that Wendy was playing chess? Well, it turned out she had a clause in the prenup agreement saying that she didn't have to keep paying if she no longer worked on the Wendy show. Kevin didn't know this, so he was super shocked when she stopped paying the alimony. He said, Wendy was in rehab and these people just stopped depositing my money cold turkey. Now I'm demanding to see all of the bank reports from the time of the divorce until now, and that will show what really is going on. These people have tried to starve me out. At the end of the day, I earned that money and I'm not letting them take it. I will only say for now that it breaks my heart to see what is happening to her. I know she is not in a good place and she is surrounded by people who are taking advantage of her condition, including this so-called guardianship. His anger did nothing to change the fact that he was getting cut off, so he decided to make a public plea to Wendy, saying, I have fallen behind on most of my bills. I currently live in a community that requires payments to the Homeowners Association, and I'm behind on that bill. My life has been greatly affected since the plaintiff stopped making payments under our settlement agreement. The fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely urgent to me. I cannot pay my bills and sustain my day-to-day living. Again, That didn't work, and he was getting more and more desperate, so he decided to take things to court. He asked the court to order Wendy to pay him alimony as well as his legal fees, but the judge threw the case out. Wendy also didn't have to pay his legal fees, so he was back to where he started, except for the fact that he now owed lawyer fees in addition to his previous debt. He was in a financial mess, and it wasn't all that surprising when Sharina decided to drop him like a hot potato. She had signed up for the good life and the good life only. So when he could no longer provide that for her, she dipped because she was not a ride or die. According to a blind item that went viral, somewhere out there, a talk show host is having a great laugh. Her serial cheating / serial stealing ex broke up with his mistress. She was spending too much of his ill-gotten gains. Sources also confirmed that Sharina had left Kevin and moved back in with her mom.
Now, I am hearing that her ex-husband Kevin and Sharina are no longer together, and you know what that is.
Well, come on now.
The money gone.
What you thought was going to happen?
The money is gone.
Kelvin.
So,
And y'all better believe that it's not going to be long before Sharina hits him with a child support suit. Oh, and you can also add homeless to the very long list of struggles that Kevin is going through because he has put his house for sale for about $1.3 million, and he is clearly desperate and in need of money. He has clearly hit rock bottom, and as a result of that, he has come to the realization that he still loves Wendy. An insider revealed that he even went as far as trying to get their son Kevin Jr. to talk to Wendy about a possible reconciliation, but even Kevin Jr. thinks it's a bad idea. Even though he has no ill will towards his dad, he just thinks it's better for his mom if they stay divorced. And when it comes to her fans, they can see right through Kevin's attempts to get back with Wendy, and they know he is just after her money and nothing else. He is in a very bad place financially, and they believe that he just wants another free ride on Wendy's name and her money. Wendy's fans are begging her not to fall for Kevin's tricks, and they all left comments saying, "I hope she doesn't take him back. He dogged her really bad. He cheated, he had a baby, and had Wendy pay for the baby and his mistress and purchase a house and new cars. Girl, don't take him back. He only wants to use Wendy. I hope she doesn't take him back. This man destroyed her." This other person has an interesting theory and added, "This is a plot between him and Sharina to get into your pocketbook. Don't do it. He is a monster." I'm not gonna lie, this kind of makes sense. I mean, what are the odds that Kevin starts professing his love after it made the news that Sharina dumped him? Yeah, it's not really adding up, but I want to hear back from you guys. Do you think that Kevin is telling the truth about still being in love with Wendy? Or do you think that this is a plot for him to get some money? Let me know what you think about this, and then check out this next video.